Hello, welcome to Technical Founders. My name is Carlos Lara, software engineer and entrepreneur, and this video is an introduction to the revolutionary idea of customer development from the book The 4 Steps to the Epiphany by Steve Blank, billionaire serial entrepreneur from Silicon Valley. This book actually launched the lean startup revolution. So let's get right into it. The first thing that we need to understand here is that a very early stage startup, when you start a company, there are two main teams involved in building the company initially. One is the product development team, which we intuitively can understand as the engineers, the people who are actually building the product, writing the software, writing code, adding, removing features, fixing bugs, etc. And the other main part, and equally as important, is the customer development team. This is the team that is actually out of the building, talking to customers, learning from them, looking for a market, getting feedback from potential customers, and learning about their problems, etc. And for a startup, it's incredibly important and critical that these two teams, the customer development team and the product development team, are synchronized. Everything that the product development team builds, or the features that they add, etc., depends on or is a function of what the customer development team learns from talking to people. Okay, so again, extremely important and very revolutionary concept. It makes all the difference in the world. And so the 4 steps to the epiphany are these 4 steps that I've actually written here. So the first step is called customer discovery. This is where we begin our journey to finding a market for our customers, etc. So the goal of customer discovery is finding out who are the customers for our product and whether the problem we believe we are trying to solve is important to them. This step involves discovering whether the problem, the product, and customer hypothesis and the business plan are correct. At this point, the business plan is a set of hypotheses that we go ahead and validate using customer development. So to do this, we need to leave guesswork behind and get outside the building in order to learn what the high-value customer problems are, what about the product solves these problems, and who specifically are the customers and users. So for example, who has the power to make the buying decision to buy the product, or who will actually be using the product on a day-to-day basis. What you learn will also help shape how you will describe your unique differences to other potential customers. Here, in this first step, the goal of the customer development team is not to collect features lists from prospective customers and hand that to product development, nor is it to run a lot of focus groups like market research, things like that. So in a startup, the founders and product development team define the first product and features. The job of the customer development team is to see whether there are customers and a market for that vision. So that's the first step, the customer discovery. The second step to the epiphany is called customer validation. The goal of this step is to build a repeatable sales roadmap for the sales and marketing teams that will follow later. The sales roadmap is basically the playbook of proven and repeatable sales processes that have been field tested by successfully selling the product to early customers. Now, customer validation provides you an initial product market fit. So if you make it through this step and successfully execute the customer validation step, the end result, how you know that you've actually successfully that you're ready to move on after this from this step into the next one, is that you have found an initial product market fit. So the customers, a certain market is resonating quite strongly and responding positively to this product that we have. So customer discovery and customer validation corroborate the business model. All the hypotheses that we had in there, they're validated. And completing these first 2 steps verifies the market, locates the customers, tests the perceived value of the product by the customers, identifies the economic buyer, so who has the actual power and decision ability to buy the product, to pay for it. It also establishes the pricing of the product, the channel strategy, where we're going to sell it, through which channel we're going to sell it to, and also the sales cycle and process. So what is the sales cycle like, the process of getting a customer on board and getting them to the point where they actually purchase the product. So the point where they first learn about the product to the point where they actually bought the product, we call that a sales funnel. And in the customer validation step, we're learning what is approximately, on average, that sales funnel, what does it look like, and what the process is for acquiring customers. It's extremely important. These are the two main steps, the key important steps. And at the end here, before you proceed, is when you know you have found an initial product market fit. And that's, like I've said before, that's an amazing goal. Every startup wants to get to that point. The third step to the epiphany is called customer creation. Now, customer creation builds on the success of the company's initial sales. Its goal is to create end user demand and drive that demand into the company's sales channel. That's what a customer creation, creating demand for the product after those initial sales and that initial success that you had. So the process of customer creation actually varies with the type of market that the startup is in. And actually we will learn about the 4 types of startup markets in the next video. It will give us a lot more insight into that. And the last step to the epiphany, the 4th step to the epiphany, is company building. That's the last step. So company building is where the company transitions from its informal learning and discovery-oriented customer development team into formal departments with VPs of sales, VPs of marketing, VPs of business development, etc. So you're formalizing this process, going from learning and discovery. You've done that essentially. So now you need to transition to building an actual formal company with different departments and more organizational structure. So these executives, these VPs, these new departments now focus on building mission-oriented departments focused on expanding on the company's early market success. That would be the next step. This is when you know you're becoming successful. You're going from startup to a large established company. That's what that point is. So those are the 4 steps to the epiphany and an overview of the customer development process and methodology. In the next videos, we'll look deeper into each one of these steps. So I hope you liked it. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, any thoughts, any comments, please leave them at the bottom. Also, please subscribe so you're the first to be notified when I put out the videos. And I'll thank you again, and I'll see you next time.